Hey everyone. Sorry about the background noise. So I have a question, or more of a statement, and then a question, a follow up question. Okay. So we're just now learning about BBJ's passing, right? Well, I'm sure other people were told months ago, allegedly, but I had no idea until recently that BBJ had passed a while ago. The thing is, I'm just so fucking angry and disappointed and heartbroken. That's what I am. Because French Fry Girl was my favorite YouTuber. Okay? My favorite reaction channel. She's the reason why I got into the girl world. The community that I'd found myself in was wonderful for the most part. But the thing is, it's like, French Fry Girl, it's not like people were like pressuring you into telling us when she passed. You promised us. It's the only thing you've promised is to let us know when something was going to happen to BBJ, or if something happened would have happened to BBJ. But you come on, I just feel bamboozled because you come on your live stream and you say, yes, well, no, BBJ didn't pass in October. Here's a video of her in November of 2023. But yes, BBJ did pass, and I don't know if I would have ever come out and told y'all because of my mom's passing being used the way it was. The thing is no one would have blamed you for BBJ's passing. You had vet receipts of you taking her to the vet. You had, and it was well documented that BBJ was in horrible shape when you got her. She's an elderly cat. And you were doing everything you could for her to live a comfortable life for as long as she could live. But the thing is, you still can't be honest. That's the thing that fucks with me the most. That you come out here like, yeah, BBJ was still alive in November 2023, but you didn't tell us when she passed. You still couldn't fucking be honest. You still couldn't. Like, I just don't understand. You still couldn't tell us. When were the BBJ, when did you make the BBJ calendars, French Fry Girl? When did you make those? Was it before her passing? Or was it after? Because I'd love to know. Because that would be the catalyst. I know you weren't selling them. I know you were giving them out. But if BBJ passed before you made those calendars, and you're sending them out to people under the presumption that BBJ is still alive, that's disgusting. Giving false hope to people, you know? And you talk mad shit about everybody else in this community. Mad shit. You talked mad shit about Zachary Michael and his pet care. You talk, I'm sorry, and their pet care. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with pronouns. I apologize, Zachary Michael. Please forgive me. Another thing I would like to talk about was I watched a little bit of Charlie Gold's stream about why she has a welfare tier in her membership. And I now remember when French Fry Girl was talking about calling Charlie a welfare queen and that she didn't see it as microaggressive or racist or whatever, and I didn't see it either, but that's also because I'm fucking ignorant. I'm ignorant to shit like that, and I can own that. I've never heard of anyone calling someone of color to call them any type of welfare things, because I'm a white woman, okay? I haven't. Now, have I heard of white people calling other white women that? Yes. Yes, I have. Absolutely. When someone has 5 kids, don't have a job, they're on drugs, and they don't even have custody of the kids, but they've got food stamps. Yeah, that's what we call a welfare queen. But that doesn't mean that it's not microaggressive towards people of color. That's was so ignorant of me, and I apologize, Charlie Gold, truly, because I was ignorant. I'm an ignorant bitch. I can own that, and I'm very sorry for that. Now with Yaba and Sam, that's a different story. Because why would you stand up for someone who is blatantly being anti-Semitic? You had no pony in that show, and yet you inserted yourself in it anyway. I just don't understand that. However, it seems like everybody that has ever tried to mingle with French fry girls, how to be friends, it all falls apart. Just like with Just Saying. Just Saying has been going through a lot. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she had just finished her last round of chemo, I think like a week ago or so, give or take. With the whole her using my ex as her thumbnail, and I listened to Just Saying's video or her live stream of her explanation of the situation. You know, they're in the middle of a hurricane, and she was trying to hurry up and get a video up before shit hit the fan and the power was out and the internet is off grid, everything's off grid, and she just hit upload. And just like with me, I don't know how to edit. I don't know anything about thumbnails. I just record it and then I send it on its way. Now, don't get me wrong, do I make several videos because I forget something or I say something and then I'm like, no, I said that wrong, let me go back. Yes, many times. This is like my 4th video. Okay, I'm transparency. Okay. Anyway, but French Fry Girl was like, well, who cares if you're in the middle of a hurricane? You know how to do thumbnails and all that, and you've never used a thumbnail of Chantal's before, copied her thumbnail, even in past times where there were hurricanes and stuff, and it's like, now looking back, it's like, seriously? Like, she's in the middle of a hurricane. A natural disaster. And the thing is you could tell how heartbroken Just Saying was about the situation. Just Saying was very emotional, very upset, very sad about the situation. Because you could tell that she did not mean to do that. That she did not mean to hurt FFG. She did not mean to do any of that. But it was enough for French Fry Girl to just cut ties with her. I mean, to each their own. Like if roles were reversed and someone used a picture of my abusive ex as their thumbnail, knowing that we're friends and that you know about everything that had happened on a personal level because, you've come to Canada, I've come there, and we've been, we've hung out and spent time together. Like, I get that. That's hurtful. That is. But you could tell that Just Saying did not mean to do that. You could tell that she was hurt by her own actions, and for the thumbnail being as what it was. But I also understand where FFG was coming from. Like, I'd be upset too. But with all things considered, like, you could tell that she didn't do it on purpose. That Just Saying did not do it on purpose. But it seems like every time someone gets close with French Fry Girl, it all falls apart in one way or another. And it's like, but you talk shit about Chantal not having anybody on her side or on her team or anything. No one wants anything to do with her. Well, no one wants to do anything, wants to have anything to do with you. Like, is that not weird? To have a problem with every single person? Like, I don't know, man. Like, you and your brother are into it, and yeah, I did say some shit in my past video. I don't know. I don't know if what I said in my past video is true or not. That's why it's all alleged. But to lie to your audience for Lord knows how long, and you get outed, you come on your platform, and yet you still can't face it. You still can't be honest. That's what's fucking with me. So when did you make those BBJ calendars? Was it before BBJ's passing, or was it after? Because that will seal the deal for me. Knowing what you know, if BBJ passed after that, and you made those calendars, and knowing what you know, and you sent them out, and everyone is none the wiser of BBJ, it's pretty fucked up. Now, if that's the case. Now, if she was still living and you were sending them out, okay. But if she had already passed when you made those calendars, bro, that's fucked. That is so fucked up. And you were still using BBJ's pictures and thumbnails. And us audience are unaware of BBJ's condition. We all think she's alive and well. And yet she isn't. And you can't be a woman of your fucking word and own it and tell people. It's just frustrating because, like I said, I was an FFG stan. Now, when I go to other people's comments and videos who had a problem with FFG and shit, no, I just wouldn't watch it because you know what? Honesty is key and ignorance is bliss. That's what it was. I didn't want to know because I liked FFG. I didn't want her image in my mind tainted, and that's on me. But it's also on her. Because when people look up to you and you are on some pedestal that you've put yourself on and that other people put you on, including myself, and you do this and you talk about people like you do, just, wow. Wow. Nice. I just don't even know what to say anymore, man. I'm just baffled. Be fucking honest. The next time you come live, if you ever see this video, you need to be honest. You need to tell us when BBJ passed. Like, if you're gonna own that she passed, but you can't own when it was, it must be really fucking bad. It must be way back in the day. You're just coming on live stream and cutting up with everybody. And you see BBJ's names and people's usernames and never crossed your mind. Well, yeah, by the way, nope. One thing you promised your audience and you still couldn't fulfill it. You can't be talking shit about anybody else about pulling some shit like that. No one keeps to their word. That aged like milk, didn't it?